Alright, hey everybody. I'm sorry I didn't start this video sooner, but this is how I harvest the wiring needed to put the newer style or the high grade MFD into the Crosstrek. This is a harness that I got on eBay. It was 49 bucks. It's from a 16 WRX, and just imagine that it's all wrapped up like this, all loomed up. And this is the MFD plug. This is the MFD switch controller plug. And this guy here is the hazard button right here. So I had already opened this up, and it was covered with this fuzzy shit right here. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to get this all off. But there's two little tabs. You can see this. Hopefully my GoPro's aiming at the right spot. Let me grab a flashlight. Where's my flashlight? Shit. So there's two little tabs holding the locks for the connector. The connector folds down like this and locks in place. You just got to pull this tab here out and on the other side. And I'd already pulled out the CAN wires. Just imagine these two were in there. They followed along here. And then here's the, I think it's I-232 and 233. Sorry, I don't know which plugs they are. The thread has great details, but they were taped up like this, and they had these covers on them, like so. And you just got to pull this tab up and pull the connector off. So basically what this is a junction connector, and all these little pins in here are joining all these wires together. So that's all that's happening there. So to get the wires out is really simple. I got this pick set from Harbor Freight, and if you look down inside there, you can see the contacts, or the terminals we call them, and then right there, look right there, if you can see that, hopefully you can see it, is the lock. And all you have to do is take your little tool, go over the terminal and under the lock, just lift up. It helps if you hold the wire that you're trying to pull out. You just lift up on the lock, and look at that, ta-da, comes right out. And then if you want to put it back in, and it locks in place. So that's how I got this guy out. So on my Crosstrek, I'll find these two plugs in the harness. They're in the dash, probably right behind the MFD somewhere. Unravel everything, get access to them, plug those guys in just like that. Doesn't matter where they go. They can go anywhere there's an open spot. And then run this along the loom, and then take the MFD switch on the Crosstrek, and you're going to plug them in right here. So if you're looking at the connector, this is pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 5 was the blue and 6 was the red. If I'm not mistaken, the drawings, the images in the thread will tell you exactly. And once this thing is lifted up, all you gotta do is just take that contact and stick it in there, and it'll lock in place, and you're done. So that's how you do that part. So I've got that piece out of the way. Now I need to get, this is the connector for the switch that goes in the center dash, not the steering wheel setup. And I got a feeling I'm going to need all 4 of these, so I got to find out where these two wires go. I'll need to look at that thread. But the green and the green with the red stripe, they come around here, and they also go to the MFD switch or connector. So let's find this guy. Here he is right here. And it looks like he's in the bottom. So he's in the last pin. So that would be pin 12. Should be this guy right here. So you just put a little bit of tension on the wire, and a little with your fingers. I'm going to stick my light in here. And what I get over the connector, or over the terminal, under the lock, lift up, Oh, I missed it. I heard it click. And it should just pull right out. I'm missing it. Get this flashlight out of my mouth here and put my glasses on because I'm old and I can't see shit. Alright. So just get in there, get on top of the lock, and it should just come right out. Well, let's try this green one with the red stripe. He looks like pin 4. Boy, those can ones were real easy to get out. These two are giving me grief. And you gotta watch out for all this sticky crap. Alright. I'll be back when I get these out. I'm back, had to get a different pick. This one's got a little nerf in the tip there. It's probably giving me grief. So you just stick that right along the top of the contact. There, bingo, pops right out. So right along the top of the terminal, you feel it in, and just pivot, and it should just pop right out. Why are you being a bastard? Oh. I'm just missing it. I can hear it. You want to avoid tearing these up because you're going to need to stick these into your MFD connector on your Crosstrek. Get some of the sticky shit off of here. Okay, remember the green with the red stripe? That went into pin 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last one, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is the solid green one. If I can get this sucker out. I don't know why. Oh, well, it helps if you flip the little lock over. Okay, there we go. See? Flip that over. And look at that. Operator error. Okay, so we'll get those out of the way. So now I need to find out where these two guys are going. I'm going to assume, let's see, purple. Purple's probably power, and this black with a white stripe is probably a ground. And that's going to this plug too, which is, there's purple going to this is the hazard button, or hazard button, and it's got purple and ground also. So purple looks like a common wire. That might be a hot all throughout the harness. So, and I know that there's mention of splicing into the hazard switch. That might be what they're doing, they're talking about right here. It's just splicing in and joining these two wires right here. So let me go look at the thread, and I will be right back. Okay, I got the drawing here. Hopefully the GoPro, you can see it. So I-233 and I-232, that's these two guys right here. And just like you see, the blue and the red, and they're just all connected to each other. So it doesn't matter where you pin into those. And then you can see the red's going into 6, which is going to be right here, the last one. And then the blue's going into 5, so that's right there. And then, so pin 4, A4, is the green with the red stripe. And apparently my eyes are so bad that the other wire is green with a blue stripe, and I'm so damn blind that I can't see that. It almost looks like it's blue with a green stripe, but it's pretty easy to tell. There are pins 2 and 3 in the connector. So when you're always looking at the connector like this, this is pin 1. It's always top left, and then it goes across, and then it goes down over like that. So like for this guy, and then the tab is always on top. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I can't count either. I'm an engineer and I can't count. And look at the drawing here. The purple and the black is the footwell illumination. Just like where he did the pocket light, it also goes to the hazard switch, which is what I believe he says in the thread. So, simple enough. I think I can just snip. Let's find the damn form or thread here. I'm not on page 1. I'm on page 1. So, let me give some mad props to this guy here. He really did great work researching all the different MFDs and doing the wiring. So I'm going this route. I've already got this piece. I got it off of a, I don't know, something WRX, 15, 16, 17 WRX. All this stuff is interchangeable. You'd be amazed. So I have a 15 WRX. My wife has a 18 Forester, and we just got the 15 Crosstrek. The entire dash is almost identical between all three of them. So a lot of this stuff switches between all the vehicles. Okay, so let's look at this picture right here. Oh, come on. How do I get rid of this crap? Okay, so, yeah, it looks like they just cut it. MFD sliding to, let's do this then. Here we go. Open image in new tab. There we go. And I can blow this up. Okay, so MFD switch light wiring to footwell light harness. So you could probably just splice right into your hazard switch. Just get those wonderful vampire taps and just splice right into those two guys. I'm sorry, those two guys. These two are probably going into the system somewhere to tell it that the flashers are on. So basically all I did is I just took a knife, very carefully, light pressure, cut through all the loom, and pull all this off. I am not unfamiliar with wiring cars. I've done, I'm coming from the Toyota world, so I had a 97 Celica that I swapped out the 5S 4-banger and put in a 3MZ, which is a Camry V6. And amazingly, same with Toyota, or a lot of things are the same. The stock 4-banger trans bolted right up to the 6-speed or the V6. It was so damn easy, but had to pretty much take both harnesses completely apart and extend about 18 inches just because the ECUs were in different places. The Camry or Solara, the ECU is behind the glove box, and on the Celica it's behind the radio. So I had to extend the harness for every single wire to reach, and luckily I've opened up enough harnesses that I had all matching coated wires. So I did that swap. And then I had an old 93 4Runner with the 3.0 V6. I took that out and put into 3.4. That was a really easy swap. And then I've done a couple other 1MZ swaps in Celicas. So this stuff is not foreign for me. Just, it's new because it's Subaru. But I think Subaru and Toyota are actually in bed together because there's so many similarities. So I'm going to open this up, trace these two wires back. Maybe there's a junction somewhere in here. Toyota does that where they take a bunch of wires, and instead of doing it with these connectors, they just kind of solder wires together and then wrap them up. So I'm going to see if something like that is down in here, just to give me a little bit more length of wire. And when I come back, we'll show you the actual install into the car. All right, see you then. Just open this up, and exactly like I was talking about, here's the same exact scenario. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wires and one wire here. So they've got one guy here, which is red with a blue stripe, and Toyota likes to use this for a +5 coming off the ECU, going to sensors. But yeah, all they did is they just took all these guys, soldered it together on one end, wrapped it up, and if we look in here, sure enough, there it is. There's the black or gray with the black stripe coming off of this guy, gray with a black stripe. I bet you we just chase this wire right into this. Oh, I'm sorry, it's black with a white stripe, and it's in this bundle right here. So you got one wire, and then they just took, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just soldered them all together and wrapped it up. That's all they did. So just like I was expecting. So I'm just going to snip this guy off here, and then the where's the other one? Let's just see this green one. Where's this green one going? Oh, we got that one. We got that. The purple. Where's the purple going? Where's purple? And so there it is. See, purple's doing the same thing. This could be, purple could be the hot for a bunch of different lighting, like your glove box. Bet you the glove box is one of these. So anyway, I'm rambling. Let me just get these snipped, and I'll see you next when I'm starting to put this stuff in the car. All right, as I was playing some more with this looks like all the radio stuff. Those are the speakers. This is a ground that's on the back of the radio. I think that's the radio 20-pin connector right there. And then here's the cigarette lighter, this guy. And this guy right here, another purple and black with, or white, or black with a white stripe. This is the pocket light that is mentioned in the thread. So it's still in the harness here. I could open this all up, and that purple, I could see them right here. There's the purple and the black with a white stripe going to that same junction. So if you want those, there they are. You just open this up and snip them right out. If you want those lights, simple enough.
It's a new day. I am going to start taking everything apart and figuring out what we need to do here. So first things, we got to get the gauge cluster out. Get a little stubby. There's 2 screws underneath here. Right angle. Okay, and this probably should just pull right out. Voila.
Talking to yourself.
I'm making a video. And I need a long screwdriver. So let's get the long screwdriver. Emmy, go put some pants on. There's the WRX. We're going to pull the MFD out of that next. Put some pants on. There's screws right there, and then right there and there. Okay, I'm back. Charged up the GoPro and had some breakfast, and I took out the MFD out of my WRX, and it is part number, let's see, 85261 Victor Alpha 012. Anybody can see that. And for those that don't know, this plug is for the backup camera. On the 15 WRXs, the backup camera actually shows up on the MFD, but there's a guy, I can't think of his name, it's SVX 86AE86 something, I can't think of it, I'm sorry, I'm butchering it, but he made a kit that will run the signals off of this plug and pump it into the head unit. So I've already done that on my WRX. So, okay, now let's finish taking the gauges out. All right, let's see here. Oh, look at that, just comes right out. Okay, let's lower this. Oh, it's so much easier than silica. Silica's a pain in the ass. Where's the tab? Oh, where's the tabs on top? Oh, look at that. Okay, work with me here. And out. Piece of cake. Let's set that down right there. Okay, now let's get in here and look. And try to find those plugs. There they are. Okay, they're right here. You can see them. They're taped up, but they're right there. So it's gonna take a little bit of fandangling. Oh. Oh. There they are. See those guys right there? That's them. So I'll just take this tape off, maybe cut this tape off, get these things freed up so that I can get to them a little easier. Alright, now I'll take this stuff off. And this is the same procedure on pretty much all these WRXs and Imprezas and Crosstreks. But you just get in there, pop that guy off, and the tab is on the top side right there. You just push that tab. And if you hadn't noticed, I already have the switch unit in there. Now, the way I do this, you could take a zip tie, run a zip tie through here, and pull it out. But I just take some needle nose, grab a bite there, and pull. Pops right out. Okay, screwdriver. And the other screw. And then this will lift right out. It kind of lift out like this and then pull towards you. Alright, come. Oh, there it goes. Just pops right out. And the tab is on the bottom. There you go. Shitty little MFD. Okay, so here's our plug. think what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed this back this way just so I have some room to work on. Here's some more of that sticky foam shit. Ugh. Okay, so there's our pins. So remember, yep, 4, 5, and 6, and 12, the pins that we got to populate. So we just got to pop these tabs out, flip the lock over, then stick our pins in. All right, let me get a blade so I can cut this tape. Get this guy out of the way. Okay. Cut that tape just like that. And doesn't take a lot of force. Just very carefully just drag the blade right across that. Oh, look at that. See? Freeze that right up nice. Okay. Oh, come on, red connector. Why won't you come free? Oh. It'd be nice if all this plastic wasn't in the way. There's probably some more tape or something that I missed that didn't get cut. And it's holding on to it. There's just not a lot of room. There we go. Okay. All right, so you can see, looks like there's only 3 wires in here. Now on that WRX harness, it had a lot more in here because it had the controls that, like on my WRX, these are not set like this. They'll just spin and spin and spin because they're can controlled versus mechanically controlled. So like as I turn this, I can feel the little arms moving the flappers and stuff back there, where on the WRX they just spin and spin and spin. So okay, maybe this little guy will do the job. Let me just lift this little tab up right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And pull it off. Lift this tab up and pull it off. All right. So now we'll take the can plugs. So there's little terminals and big terminals. The bigger terminals are going to go in these white plugs, and the little terminals are going to go into that guy. And somehow I need to route this and get it back here. So I will be back, but I'm basically going to just try to fish this through there and get it in here. So I will be back when I do that. I really didn't have to cut away from you. Just stick your hand back here and you can see, like, just pulling on it. So you just fish. Hey, what am I caught on? Oh shit, what did I do? Yeah, just There. Okay, so just stick your hand straight in back, straight through here. Feed these in. Oh, now it's being difficult. Son of a bitch. I did it in one shot, off camera, of course. Alright, so just straighten this out a little bit. And you could also try and just go from this way, take the small terminals and just feed them in. There they are, I feel them. If I can just get a pinch on them with my fingertips. Voila. Alright, so remember, you just pull these little locking blocks out of the way, lift up on the lock. There, see that? Just flips right over. Do the same thing on this side. There we go, flips right over. Okay, now, like a dumbass, I forgot which one goes where. I think red goes here. Let me take a look at the diagram here. Okay, got the Holy Bible here. Where's the diagram? Should be coming up. Here we go. Okay, so the MFD, come on, stupid phones. All right, if I can read that right, looks like red is 6 and blue is 5. So I was right. Okay, so red is 6. You just push it in. There, did you hear it lock? Take this one, push it in, and it locks in, just like that. Now, since we got that going, let's figure out how we're going to do this. Oh boy. So I would really like to have this go through here and come up out from behind here. So I'm going to figure out a way to fish those through. But before we do that, and we don't lose these, let's just go ahead and push these in. So blue to blue, and remember, these can go anywhere on the plug. Let's see here. Boy, they just don't give you a lot of room down there, do they? My big clunky hands. Well, here I can. Oh, look at that. Okay, so red to red, and it looks like it goes that way. If they don't want to go in, yes, that doesn't want to go in, just flip the terminal over, because they should just go right in. There it goes. Okay, the first one's in. Now for the blue. don't give you a lot of room, do they? Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me stick the GoPro right there. Try and hold that like that. There we go. And just feed it on in. Okay, see, that doesn't want to go. So just flip the terminal over and click, just like that. And then don't forget to put the covers back on. Don't put your covers on, nothing's gonna work. So put that on there. And that one on there, okay. And then you can just tuck these guys back down there. And that part is done. Okay. I think I figured out how I'm going to do this. I'm going to take my pigtail. I'm going to go in this way. Catch it on the back side. Then I'm going to come around this way. I'm going to go. There's a little bracket inside here. I'm going to go around this bracket. And over the vent. And voila, there it is. And I got a lot of extra room here. So now, now I got to look back at the drawings again and see. Look at that. Oh shoot. Okay, 12 is the green and blue, and 4 is the green and red. Okay, so here's my green and red. Can you guys see that? That goes into pin 4. Click, and then don't forget to lock it down. And then pin 12. Click, and lock her down. Okay. I'll just pull this extra out. Okay, that is pretty much it. It is done, at least for this part. So, we could, let's put the gauge cluster back in. Oh, just for fitment, let's do this. Move the seat forward. For the WRX, I bought the 2018 MFD. There's some crap on that. So that's going to go in there. That same guy that I was talking about, and also I think it's Auto Parts Harness. The plug is different. So they make a patch plug to go from this, the 12 pin, like what we have, to this pin. And it's just plug and play. You just plug into the harness. You can see it. That plug right there. And it adapts that plug to this plug, and then this goes right in, and now you have this. Now I'm gonna, when I get that harness, I'm gonna test this display on the Crosstrek as well. But actually, this is what I was gonna do. The next mod, hopefully there's more support for this later, this is a WRX gauge cluster. I can't stand our gauge cluster and the fact that it doesn't have
a temperature gauge, and it's just boring. So got a WRX gauge cluster, and this actually, it's hard to tell. The numbers look pink. I wonder if this is an STI, but they're probably all the same, because you do the reading on it, and there's a chip on the board here that it's an EEPROM, so you just flash it, and it has all the details, so like what kind of car it is, what it's manual, CVT, blah blah blah, and it affects the gauge. So, and it's also got all the immobilizer bullshit in it too. So unfortunately it's not just plug and play. But the big thing I just want to see, first of all, is, let's tuck this out of the way. Will it fit? And we pretty much know this is true. It'll fit. Like a freaking glove. Look at that. And let's see, just for shits and giggles, let's see what will happen here. So we'll just plug this guy in. Okay. And let's see here. Key and ignition. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? It's even got that different tone. Airbag system. Check owner's manual. Doors open. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Now we got a warning light. Oh, shut up.
A swollen brain, a raging...
So yeah, also, I do have the Maestro RR on this Kenwood radio, and I programmed it so if I push this button right here and hold it, ooh, look at that, gauges. And I do have a coolant gauge right there, but I want a coolant gauge right there. And look at the fuel gauge is working. God, I wonder if this thing would start. Nothing. Look at that. Nothing. So you can see these things are paired to everything. So anyway, yeah, this is a nice option. Any of the Maestro iDataLink radios, get the shillage, whatever, bezel, take out the factory crap. This piece unscrews. You got to get back here and do all the things. There's lots of videos and stuff on this on YouTube, so don't worry about that. But let's just take. Okay, let me open the door. Oh, I love that tone. So much better than the stupid tone that Crosstreks make. Okay, so that's out of the way. Alright, where's my gauges? Come on, what am I missing here? Did I lift this up? I did, didn't I? There. Okay. And we'll plug that in. Yeah, see that stupid ding? That's dumb. It's not a pretty chirp. Like, all right, shut up. Okay. Okay, so let's put this, and we'll plug this in. Oh God! I gotta scoot the seat forward. Okay. Come on. Hopefully you can see this. Do that. There. Okay. I'll just
set that right there for now. Move my seat back a little bit. And now, let me plug this guy in. And set that right there for now. All right. Here we go. Look at that. Okay, of course I have WRX, so I have the boost gauge. There's my triple gauges. There's your, that's your kind of like your mileage. I think the Forester one's a little better. That's my distance to empty and average mileage. Your clock. Back to the boost gauge. I wasn't expecting that to blank out like that, but okay, so I saw a lot of discussion about negative and boost. What that's reading is vacuum. All non-turbo cars, non-boosted cars, all cars at idle pull vacuum. And that's when you always hear about vacuum leaks because there's a hose disconnected or something like that. As the piston's coming down on your intake stroke, it's sucking in air, so it creates vacuum in your intake manifold. So that's where that's measuring that. And the boost gauge will show that too. See, it's at negative whatever. And of course we won't make any boost in here, so that's that. So this screen right here is a 30-minute history of your mileage. And since I've been just sitting here idling for 2 minutes, 4 minutes, we have shit for mileage. And then also one thing to notice, this little screen right here has nothing in it. That's where it would show the gauges or the climate control settings, but they're not there. And we knew that. We knew that was going to happen because there's no CAN interface here to tell that what to display. We knew that going in. That's why the thread, his PDF file lists the part number, and I think it's what 302 is a slightly different MFD where this screen is kind of centered and it doesn't have this at all. And I believe it's out of a Forester. I think that is probably the best one to go with because there's no boost gauge. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Now, I think as some time goes by, I'm going to turn this car into a WRX. I saw the Mighty Car Mods guys, these two guys from Australia. They did it with a Lavore, which I don't think we got here in the US. Well, I know we don't got them here in the US. But they took a Lavore, which I think is the exact same thing as an Impreza or Crosstrek, and they ripped everything out. I mean, everything out, and they took a junkyard or a wrecked STI, and they pulled everything out of that and converted it into an STI. It was pretty badass. It was a great video thread. Just look it up on Mighty Car Mods. Then they turned right around and put the Z30, which is that 3-liter 6-cylinder engine, and they turbocharged it and they put that in the car. So that's pretty badass too. I might go down the route of putting the 6-cylinder in this because I'm telling you, this thing, and I see it all over the forums, you guys all complain about it, it's fucking gutless. It's unfortunate that these cars are gutless. They have no power, and you know, why couldn't they put the well, they didn't put the BRZ or FRS engine in it because it would have taken premium gas, but why couldn't they make a turbo version of this and put the same WRX engine in it? That would have been really cool as an option. These things just really need more power. And as we're watching Zombieland, as I have my commentary. Oh, one neat thing about the that Maestro gives you your tire gauges, tire pressure. Haven't moved, but
if I get rolling, they will display the tire pressures. Pretty happy with that. But yeah, this stupid thing right here, worthless. Would rather have a temperature gauge. So we saw everything work. I'm going to splice the purple and the black and white wire into the hazard switch. That just lights up the button here, and button everything up, and we're done. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks the guys on the forums for doing all the research and the hard work to do it first. This is actually really an easy swap. Don't be intimidated by this. You watch the video of me tearing the harness apart and then just popping all this stuff out. It's really not that hard. I think Subaru just shortchanged us by giving us Mickey Mouse gauges and Mickey Mouse gauges up here. The Forester, my wife's Forester right there, has a very similar gauge cluster. This looks just the same. It doesn't have this guy. I think it actually has a coolant gauge. But yeah, it's a boring, lame cluster. I don't know why. Well, I'm sure it's all cost. But come on, you could probably save money by making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of these, and then just program it to the car instead of making one of these and one of those and one of those. Just make them all the same. I mean, all this is the same. Just make it all the same. You'll save so much money. But you know, I'm not Subaru, and I don't make good decisions like that. So, all right, enough of my rambling and my bullshit, and you looking at my dirty car. Thanks again for watching. Thanks to the guys on the forums for all their input and research. And then also don't forget the I'm sorry, I just can't think of his name. It's XV something. Let me get, I got an email from him right here. Let me see here. Nope, wrong email. It's XVX S86 something. His name is David, and he's awesome. He can make all this stuff for you. Or auto parts harness, or auto harness parts. They do radio. It's mostly radio stuff that they do, you know, to plug into the factory radio to get your aftermarket heads up. But they make these jumpers too, so you go see them for any support as well. All right, I'm done. Catch you later. All right, I just wanted to give a quick finished product. So there it is. It's all done, and I just wanted to show there's the air pressure for the tires. So that does work if you get the Maestro set up. And then of course the gauges. So let's see here, oil temp 150, look at that, 151, not bad. So there it is, all done. Probably one of the cleaner mods and easiest mods that you can do to this car. Make it a little bit more cool. So I hope you enjoy the videos. And now I'm finally done.